So I was watching a video the other day on prepping a chain for drag racing or for racing, and it was by Brock Davidson. So I give credit to him for this tip. I'm just following through on what he suggested. So what I'm doing here is taking out the O-rings on an O-ring chain. I know that sounds crazy. I thought he was crazy when he suggested it. I've just started, got a few. So the reason I just want to start this video, do it now before I get too far, is I just want to show the resistance. So I am just over half done. Big pile of O-rings here now. So get the chain to a position where it has no O-rings. You can really feel it, like when you, so right there I can feel that it's, like you can see how free that tire is rolling now. Like just minimal pressure in it. I mean, this is still stock bearings and everything. I haven't done wheel bearings, some high-end wheel bearings yet. And then if I can find a spot where the O-rings are still on, you can feel it right away, like right there. That's where it's the O-rings are still in, where it's going around the counter shaft or whatever on the drive on the transmission, a small sprocket where it has to turn the sharp corner. But you can, like, I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but you can see it's just like I'm putting virtually the same resistance or same force I should say on the tire as much as I can, just kind of with my hand, just back and forth, and you can feel it just comes up hard. And then when I roll it, and then all of a sudden it comes free. You can feel it. Wow, that's like, there's like nothing to it. And so after almost jabbing my fingers 100 times with these two utility knives, working them, like, I don't know if you can see it that clearly in the video I did, but I'm kind of working them towards each other like that in between the links to kind of cut these all these O-rings off. And it was relatively dangerous. And so what I discovered, kind of by mistake actually, it kind of wore a groove. You can see from this side here. Can you see that little? It's not focusing properly. Kind of a little bit of a cutout, like a divot in the end of the blade there. And then what I didn't do, but I should have right from the beginning, is sharpen this edge up a little bit too. And then once you have that kind of that shape in that blade, let's find a spot here. I can get the, but once you get it in there, and you just, I won't actually do it just because I don't want to slip, but if you force the blade this way, it kind of picks up that O-ring. Almost get it here. It'll pick up the O-ring. You can see it just pushing it out there. And what it does, if I use both hands, one to hold the wheel from turning, but it pushes the O-ring and it cuts it with that leading edge, and it slices it with one movement, so it can just do both. And I can work through this pretty quickly. Before that, it was taking so long, and it was just a little precarious pushing those two knives towards each other all the time. So I'm done. That was a bit of a labor. Probably better to break it up in a couple evenings if you have the time. But yeah, did it in one afternoon. Took a few breaks, and there's just a mess of cut O-rings everywhere. But it is a world of a difference. Like, just, I wish there was a way to really get a feel, show how easy that now rolls compared to what it was. And I realize that taking the O-rings out is, maybe not whatever, like, for regular use, it's not a great idea, so I wouldn't recommend it. But I drag race this bike a lot. It doesn't see the rain. It is not going to be a problem for this setup, but it is just night and day difference. Like, it just rolls. I'm still going to do some wheel bearings, some higher end wheel bearings, And I do want to clean the chain now and put some real lightweight oil on it. But yeah, it's just rolls so nice compared to what it was. That's even with the brake, you know, the brake dragging just a little bit, you can hear it. But 100%. Now I'm just dying to get it out onto the drag strip. See if it makes any difference. So the name of the game is to reduce resistance, and just want to show something here before I get too far as the comparison. Sorry for my camera skills here. I still haven't bought a good camera for this, but go ahead and get my fingers dirty. This is a link with the O-ring still in, and it is tight. So this link here is really, you know, that O-ring is really squeezed right in between these two. You can see how, I mean, yeah, that O-ring is tight in there. But then if you go to a part of this chain where I've already taken them out, now you can see the side-to-side movement. See that little bit of play inside there. So obviously now there's no resistance, or very little resistance, in between where that O-ring was taking up that gap, which is great if you're running through, you know, on the rain or on the road with rain and, you know, a little bit of dirt or something. It would keep it out of there. Obviously for what I'm doing, I don't want a lot of resistance. This bike doesn't see the rain very often, and so I'm just following Brock's advice. I'm going to take all those O-rings out. You can see a little bit of side play there, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's not going to affect anything as far as, you know, it's not an issue of strength or anything like that. Just gives a little bit of more play, allows the lubricant to really get inside that link and the roller, and then, you know, way less resistance, which is the name of the game.